Prudent Scholars in association with Goa Headmasters Association.
Hello students, welcome back again to second part of the statistics. In the last time we have learned the basics of the terms which are used in statistics. We use one of the method also, that is mean, and under mean we have learned the first method, that is the direct method. And the formula, if you know, what is the formula of direct method? Yes, correct. It is nothing but mean is equal to summation fi xi upon summation fi. And hope you are clear with what is called xi, what is meant by summation, what is fi. All these terms are clear to you. Today we are learning the second method of the mean, that is assume mean method. By the name, if you heard, what is assume mean method? That means I have to assume one number. So the formula for assume mean method is mean equal to a plus summation fi di upon summation fi. Now I tell you what is meant by that a. I'll just highlight that part for you. So if you see in this formula, this is a. So a is nothing but assume mean. A is called assume mean. This assume mean will be given on a paper. Or otherwise, how to find actually assume mean is, when you find out the class mark, that is xi, we have to choose a suitable value of xi as a assume mean. Suitable value means it is a middlemost value. It is a middle value. Now, if the data is even, means even if it is odd, you can directly get the middle one. But if it is odd, then how to get that time? There can be two possibilities. Two assume means are possible. In that case, you have to choose any one of them. Preferably, you take the above. It is better you take the above as the assume mean. Then there is something, if you see fi, you know, you have very common of fi. There is one is there, di. Now what is this di now? Di means nothing but it is a deviation. It is called nothing but a deviation. So deviation means some numbers will get deviated. And there is a formula for deviation also, which we will be learning also. What is deviation? I will just tell you the formula. Di is nothing but xi minus a. Di, that is deviation, is nothing but xi minus a. The point which I told you, choose a suitable value of xi in the middle of xi as assume mean, which will be taken as a. And the second point which I told you is, in case there are two middle values of xi, it is even, any one can be taken as a, but take mostly the above one. Let's take the first problem. The following table shows the marks scored by 60 students in a test, taking class mark denoted by a, that is assume mean, of class interval 60 to 80 as assume mean. Rewrite and complete the table and find the mean of the data. So the table will be given to you. So if you see, now there is a extra one column became. Earlier we had 4 columns, now we have total 5 columns. Class intervals are given to you. Fi is also given. Total is also given here, 60. If total is not given, you can add this and you can find out. Or in the question only itself, it tells you 60 students. So 60. What is the first thing we do? We first find out xi. So when you find out xi, that is a class mark. Now you know how to find a class mark. That is nothing but upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2, or lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So between 0 to 20, 10 is the middle point. 20 to 40, 30, 40 to 60, 50, 60 to 80, 70, 80 to 100, 90, and 100 to 120, 110. So we got our what is known as xi. So you got your xi. Now if you see, I wrote those numbers, and one of the number I have, which I am highlighting here, or maybe in a red color, if you see, it is 70. This number is taken as assume mean. Why is taken as assume mean? Because it is given in the question to you. It is given in the question what? Take the assume mean as 60 to 80. So what is the class mark of 60 to 80? The class mark of 60 to 80 is 70. You can see here. Class mark of 60 to 80 is 70. This is taken as assume mean. Now what is the next step? The next step is finding deviation, di. Di is given as what? Xi minus a. These all numbers are your xi. And one of that number is your a. So let us subtract the numbers. First number, xi, 10. 10 minus 70. Don't do minus 70 minus 10. It is 10 minus 70. See the formula, it is xi minus a. Don't do a minus xi because 70 is a bigger number. It is 10 minus 70. So 10 minus 70, you will get nothing but 60. In this way, you can find all the remaining one. You can see here, in the first column, I have shown you the calculation. This is not necessary to show all this subtraction here. You can directly write down the answer. So 10 minus 70 minus 60, 30 minus 70 minus 40, 50 minus 70 minus 20. And now we come to this point, where xi is 70 and assume mean is also 70. 70 minus 70, 0. Then 90 minus 70, 20. 110 minus 70, 40. Above 0, you will have negative numbers. Below 0, you will have positive number. This is a hint for you. Because if you do mistake in subtraction and you forgot to put minus sign, remember that above 0, they are all negative numbers. And below 0, we have what is called as positive numbers. What is the next column now? Multiplication, fi into di. So this column. Second and the third column. Earlier we were multiplying these two columns. Now fi into di. So let's multiply the numbers now with the respective sign, negative sign. So if I multiply the numbers, I will get these answers. So you can see first 10 tens are, that is, 10 into minus 60, minus 600. 12 into minus 40, that is minus 480. 8 into 20, that is minus 160. 14 into 0, any number multiplied by 0 is 0. Then 9 into 20, 180. And 7 into 40 is 280. Now what is the next we have to do? We have to add all the numbers. Now what I did is, I have added these sets of number first. The negative numbers I am adding first. And since there is an odd number of negative sign, the final answer will be odd only. Odd in the sense that it will have negative sign. Odd number of negative sign means the final answer will be negative. And what I got the total? I got the total minus 1240. The next, what I will do? I will add these things. I will add this 180 and 280. So if I add these two things, I will get as total as 460. So you can see I got total as 460. Now you can subtract, because minus 1240 plus 460. Since the sign of the bigger number is negative, final answer will be negative. And what we got the total? We got the total as minus 780. So we got the total as minus 780. So you can see. So now my summation FIDI is also ready. Summation Fi is also ready. Now what is the next thing we have to do? We have to do the calculation. So let's solve the calculation now. So first of all, we'll write the formula. So let us write the formula first. Mean equal to A plus summation Fi di upon summation Fi. So this is our formula first. The next thing is substitute all the values. What is your A? A is assume mean, which is already marked there, 70. So write that 70. Plus summation FIDI. Summation FIDI is nothing but negative, that is negative 780. So minus 780 divided by summation Fi. What is Fi? Is 60. The next step, 70 plus into minus, minus. I'll cancel this 1 0. What I'll get is 78 by 6. So 70. I will not do cross multiplication. 70 into 6, then again big number will come, then you will get all confusion. So what you can do is, you can just find the answer of this 78 by 6. You can just divide 78 by 6 first. Or first of all, you can make it more small also. You can divide with 2 table and or 6 table I can directly divide. 6 ones are 6. 18, 6 3s are 18. Subtract the number 70 minus 13. Answer is 57. So this is how you can get the mean by using assume mean method. Now in your mind, one question might be highlighting. In the last lesson of which I done session, I got the answer 57. If you take the same problem, the first problem, actually I had taken the same problem back again. I had taken the same problem, but what I did is I used the assume mean method, and what I got the answer is 57. That means if we use any of the methods of the mean, the answer will be same. It will not change. You can use any method, it cannot be changed. It has to be same. Only the difference is methods are changed. Here if you see, it became more simpler. There you have to big numbers, you have to multiplying. Now here it becomes slightly numbers in single units or single digit numbers and mostly ending with zeros. So it becomes more simple to multiply these numbers. Let's take the second problem. Okay, the second question is, the following table shows the marks scored by 80 students in GTSE, it is Goa Talent Search Examination, taking class mark denoted by A of a class interval 90 to 120 as assumed mean. Rewrite and complete the table and find the mean of the data. So the table will be provided to you. What we do, we should write this table back on our paper and you have to do the calculations. 3 columns you have to fill up. So let's fill up the first column. The first column is xi. So how we get xi again? Middle point between 0 to 30. So between 0 to 30, the middle number is nothing but 15, or add both the limits, divide by 2, which gives you 15. And second, 30 to 60. Same way, carry on further, you will get these are your xi. 15, 30 to 60, middle point 45, 60 to 90, 75, 90 to 120, 105, 120 to 150, 135, and 150 to 180, 165. These are your xi. I have marked one number there. It is 105. So 105 is nothing but is an assumed mean. Why assumed mean? It is told to you, you have to take the class from 90 to 120. You can see from 90 to 120, you have to take an assumed mean. So 90 to 120 is a class. What is the xi of 90 to 120? That is nothing but 105. So that is your assumed mean. Next is find the deviation. Let's subtract the numbers now. 15 minus 105, 45 minus 105, 75 minus 105, and you'll get these numbers. You'll get first one, minus 90, second one, minus 60, third one, minus 30, 105 minus 105 will be 0, then 30, 60. You are familiar with this, how to find out xi. Formula is given xi, that is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Once you are finding xi, you can easily find a deviation, that is di. Di is nothing but xi minus a. What is the next column? Fi into di. So let's multiply now. So once you multiply, you will get this answer. You can check. So first one is 8 into 90. 8 9s are 72, that is minus 720. 14 into 60, 14 6 are 84, minus 840. 16 0s are 0. 23 3s are 69, that is 690. And 12 6 are 72, so 1 0, that is 720. Again, the first thing what we are doing, we are adding these numbers. If you see again, we have a negative sign, odd number of negative sign. That means your final answer will be negative in the first case. And then we add these two numbers. But can you see one number is there whose signs are opposite? One is positive, one is negative. Yes, correct. Which number? Yes, 720. So negative 720 and positive 720. So this number we can cancel. Now don't cancel on the paper with cancellation. It is for you to understand that 720 and negative 720 you can cancel. So these two numbers you remain and 690 remain. And you will get your answer as minus 360. That is your summation Fi into Di. So summation Fi Di is minus 360. Now let's find out the mean. First we'll write down the formula. So formula is mean is equal to A plus summation Fi Di divided by summation Fi. We'll substitute the value. A 105 plus summation Fi Di is minus 360 divided by summation Fi is 80. So 105 plus into minus, minus, cancel is 0. 36 and 8 you can divide by directly with the 4 table. So let's say 4 2s are 8, 4 9s are 36, 9 upon 2, 105, divide this 9 by 2 and you will divide by 9 by 2, you will get answer as 4.5. See, 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, decimal will come, it became 10, 2 5s are 10. Subtract 105 minus 4.5. So once you subtract, you will get answer as 100.5. So again, your answer will be lying between the class interval 0 to 180. So this is the how to get the mean by using assume mean method. So hope you are clear with the assume mean method. So what we required in assume mean method is, we required first of all to find xi, which is common to know how to get xi, middle point or middle value. Second, we require deviation, formula of deviation, that is also mentioned in the table. Don't have to remember actually in the formula, it is also mentioned in the table. Di is xi minus a, and finally multiplication of two columns, that is fi into di. Let's take a problem for homework here. Okay, so you have to solve this problem, that is find the mean of the following data by assume mean data, taking class mark 20 to 30 as assume mean. Okay, so this is the second method. Let's go on the third method. The third method which we are learning is step deviation method. So we are moving from one method to another method. One we are starting with direct method, we moved to the assume mean method, now we are moving to step deviation method. Now in step deviation method, some of the point it should be clear. First of all, in step deviation method, when you see the formula, you will see there is something else is coming, one letter is coming now. A you are common, assume mean, summation Fi you are common, this is also common. There is something called now UI, I will explain to you what is UI, and there is what is known as H. You know what is H? Class size or a class width, that is what is called H. So A is assume mean, H is class size, and the formula of UI is Di upon H. What is Di? Deviation. Di is your deviation. In the last method we have seen, Di is deviation. And what is the formula of Di? Xi minus A. See, Xi minus A divided by H. So this one column will be there now, UI. Let me take a first question. The following table shows the frequency distribution of data, taking the class mark denoted by A of the class interval 40 to 60 as assume mean, find the mean of the data. How many columns are given now? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. One column is extra now. First of all, you have to copy this entire table on the paper, and you see your class intervals are given, Fi is given. Now I have told at the starting, you have to clear with some points. What is that one point? First I will tell you. First of all, this method is used when the Di have the common factors. When we get the value of Di, those numbers will go in one of the table. That means they will be having common factor. Second, class size of all the class interval here should be same. It should be same. That time we use this method called step deviation method. So first thing, let's find out the total, that is summation Fi. So first summation Fi is 100. So here it was not given in the question, so you have to add all the numbers, and we got that is Fi is 100. The second is we find out class mark. So class mark, you know how to find out again. Again, just to tell you again back, add upper limit and lower limits, that is 0 plus 20, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 20. So 0 plus 20 divided by 2, 10. Same way 20 to 40, 30, 40 to 60, 50, 60 to 80, 70, 80 to 100 is 90, and 100 and 120 is 110. What is the next thing was we are marking? We are marking assume mean. You can see I have marked the assume mean 50. 50 as assume mean. Why? Because it is told to you, take the assume mean of the class interval 40 to 60. Take the assume mean of the class interval 40 to 60. So A is assume mean. The next we are finding the deviation. Subtracting xi minus A, that is 10 minus 50. Same way, 30 minus 50. Then 70 minus 50, and you will get the value of di as minus 40, minus 20, 0, 20, 40, 60. These two columns you are familiar because you found out in the assume mean method. You found out xi in the direct method. Again, you found out xi in the assume mean method. You found out the deviation also in assume mean method. Now the new column is coming, that is ui, that is di upon h. Sometimes they may not give you di column, they may directly give as ui is equal to di upon h. So you can find a di, you can make an extra column also, or you can do directly also. How to find out di? You know xi minus a. How to find ui now? H. Now what is h? Class size. Subtract now. Upper limit minus lower limit. So if you subtract upper limit minus lower limit, any of the class interval you can subtract and check. The difference is 20. So 20 is the class size. Divide each number 20 now. Minus 40 divided by 20. What is the answer? Yes, correct. Minus 2. Minus 20 divided by 20. Minus 1. 0 divided by any number is 0. 20 divided by 20 is 1. 40 divided by 20 is 2. And 60 divided by 20 is 3. So your ui column is done. See, minus 2, minus 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. And you see some difference here. What is the difference? The number almost came to a single digit number. In a direct method, the numbers were big, 3-digit number were coming. Assume mean method, it became slightly smaller, maybe say a 2-digit number. Now here, it almost became, I can say not almost, entire number became, we can see here, single digit number. And what is the last column? Last column you have to multiply fi into ui. First column, direct method, fi xi. Assume mean method, fi di. And now we are moving fi into ui. See, fi into ui. So if you multiply these numbers, you will get this answer. That is minus 12, minus 13, 0, 25, 30, 27. The next thing is summation fi ui. So we have to add this all the numbers. Let me just total up these two numbers. Again, the negative sign is there, so you have to add, and sign of the bigger number will be negative. 12 plus 13, 12 plus 13 is 25, that is negative 25. And if you add this number also, you will get the number, but you can see there is positive 25 is there and one negative 25 is there. So these both the numbers can be taken out, or it will be get cancelled. What remain is 30 and 27. Add these both the numbers, you will get total as 57. That is summation fi ui. Now let's calculate the mean by using the formula. So mean is equal to A plus summation fi ui summation fi into h. So this is our formula of mean. That is A, assume mean, plus summation fi ui divided by summation fi into h. What is your a and h? These are your numbers. A is 50, that is assume mean, h is 20. So let's substitute the value. So a is 50 plus summation fi, you have found out the total, that is 57. Summation fi is 100 and h is 20. I'll cancel this 10. So 50 plus, you can cancel 2 and 10 also. 2 ones are 2, 2 5s are 10. So 57 divided by 5. Again, do not do cross multiplication. Just divide this term, that is 57 by 5. So if you divide 57 by 5, you will get answer as 11.4. Add 61.4. So this is your answer for the 61.4. Clear? If you don't know how to divide this, it's very easy to divide. You see, 5 ones are 5, again 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5, then point will come 20, 5 fours are 20. So 11.4. Add both the numbers, you will get 61.4. Again, your answer will be lying from 0 to 120. It cannot go beyond 120. So this is how to get the mean by using step deviation method. Hope you are clear. Let's take the second example. Find the mean of the following distribution by step deviation method, taking the class mark denoted by A of the class interval 40 to 50 as assumed mean. So your class intervals are given. Total is not given. So we have to find our first total. Total is 230. Slightly big number now. So total is 230. If we add all these numbers, summation fi will be 230. Next, you know how to find xi. That is nothing but class mark. So 0 to 10. Directly you can tell. 0 to 10 is what? 5. Then carry on for the 15. Then 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 and 75. Which one we have to take as the assumed mean? We have to take the assumed mean of the class interval 40 to 50. So you can see I highlighted here number 45, which is taken as assumed mean. The next is find the deviation, subtract the numbers. This I answer. 5 minus 45 minus 40, 15 minus 45 minus 30, 25 minus 45 minus 20, 35 minus 45 minus 10, 45 minus 45 is 0, 55 minus 45 again 10, 65 minus 45 20, 75 minus 45 is 30. So you got your deviation. Next is what? We have to find out a class size. Let's first find out a class size. Look at any one of the class interval. Subtract upper limit minus lower limit. 10 minus 0, 10. Or I can take even 80 minus 70, any of the class interval, and I can subtract. So you will get nothing but the class size is 10. So divide every term by 10 and write down here. So 40 divided by 10 minus 4, then minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And you see, so big number was given to you, it turns almost to a single digit number. That is another thing I can say, the beauty of this step deviation method. The columns are more, but the numbers are smaller. The last column is what? You have to multiply fi into ui. You have to multiply these two columns. So let's multiply and you'll get the answer as 20 into minus 4 minus 80, 24 3s are minus 72, 26 2s are minus 52, 18 1s are minus 18, 42 into 0 is 0, 43 1s are 43 and 46 2s are 92, 11 3s are is 33. The next is, there are no number which you can easily cancel. So what you have to do, you have to add these 4 numbers first and then add these 3 numbers. That becomes more simple. If you are getting the confusion in adding all the numbers together, you can just add one set of numbers, negative numbers, and another set of numbers. And you will get as answer as negative 54. You will get answer as minus 54. Now let's find out the mean. So first of all, we should know what is assumed mean. Assumed mean is 45 and a class size is 10. So A 45 plus summation fi ui is minus 54 Summation Fi is 230. Height is 10. Cancel this 0. So 45 minus 54 divided by 23. So 45 minus. So first divide this number, 54 divided by 23. If you divide this number, you will get answer as 2.34. Subtract now 45 minus 2.34, you will get answer as 42.66. Up till 2 decimal places you can find out, because numbers goes further. So up till 2 decimal place you can find answer. So you can see 42.66. So this is the third method which we will learn today, that is step deviation method. So hope you are clear with the step deviation method. Problem for homework. Okay, so you can find out the mean by using the step deviation method. You have to take assumed mean of the class interval 140 to 160. So before going to the next method, let us just briefly tell you about the entire thing of mean. We started with the concept measures of central tendency, and I told you there are 3 basic measures of central tendency, or common measures of central tendency, because there are many other measures also are there. One was mean, one is median, one is mode. Out of that, today we are actually completing the mean part. So in the last class, we have started with the mean, and I told you mean is nothing but the sum of all observation divided by the total number of observation. Even when we make in a tabular form also, you can see we are actually adding all numbers. Even the extreme numbers which are at the end, at the starting, they are also coming. All the data is given equal importance. First method which you learn is mean is equal to summation Fi xi divided by summation Fi. Direct method. Fi frequency, xi is class mark or a midpoint. And how to find a midpoint? That is nothing but lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Second method which I learned today is nothing but the assume mean method. Assume mean method is given by formula as A plus summation Fi di upon summation Fi. Again, A is what? Assume mean. You have to take the assume mean of the class interval, which is the middlemost. In exam, it is mentioned to you which is the assume mean. Again, I told you to remember that in this column, if I say when you are finding this di column, what is to be done? You know the numbers above 0, they are negative, below 0 is positive. That is a hint for you. Third method what we learn is step deviation method. That is mean is equal to A plus summation Fi ui upon summation Fi into h. What is h? Class size. Ui formula is deviation upon h. What is deviation? Xi minus A upon h. So these are the 3 methods which you should learn under the topic mean. Out of this, one method comes for exam, 4 marks is a question. Is it clear? Okay. Let's move to the next measure of central tendency today. Okay, before I have a set of homework here which is there on textbook, and I marked also which one you have to take as assume mean. Okay, the numbers are given in the table column, and which are the questions you can answer these questions from your textbook. Okay. So we are moving to now the second measures of central tendency, that is mode. As a student, when I was liking this mode concept very easy, because the mode is nothing but, there was no actually formula also in to find mode. Even mean we had a formula, no? We had to add all the numbers and we had to divide. So something is there, calculation has to be done. But the mode was the one which every student was liking, because we do not have to do any calculation. What is a mode then? Mode is nothing but it is the value which occurs most often. The observation which occurs most often. That is what is called mode. Again, we have 2 types of data, ungrouped data and a group data. So let me take an example of an ungrouped data. So here I have a set of numbers, and the question is given, find the mode of the following data. What we do actually, now you can tell me also directly which is the number which is repeating maximum time. You will tell, so the number 2 is repeating maximum time. Yes, correct. If you can see 2 is repeating 4 times. So mode is 4. But the step is there actually. First of all, we have to arrange this number in ascending or descending order. I like to arrange in ascending order, that is small to big. So I arrange the numbers. You can see I arrange all the numbers in ascending order. And now I can directly, by just looking only, I can tell what is the mode. The mode is nothing but 2. The mode is 2. Okay. Sometimes mode can be more than 2 also. 2 numbers can also be a mode. Because it is what it is saying is, it is saying that the observation which is occurring most often, that is what is called mode. Our topic is group data. So now here you have to learn one formula. Okay, you have to learn one formula under the grouped data. And this is the formula. Slightly big formula it is. So you can see the formula. Mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by, when I say divided by, it is only for this part. Majority of the students make mistake, they put upon for entire and then they get wrong answer. That is why I want to put the bracket also, you can check, I can put the bracket. Upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiplied by H. Let's see what are these terms. Now when a table is given, F, you are very clear, it will be frequency only, but something F0, F1, F2, something confusion is a bit confusion. H, you already know it is a class size. L, I have to tell you what is meant by L. L is nothing but it is the lower limit of the class. Or I will say the lower limit of the modal class. You will ask me, who is modal class now? What is modal class? Modal class means when a table is given, you have to identify a class which is having the highest frequency. The class which is having the highest frequency, you have to identify. So first step, what you have to do is, first step is find the maximum frequency, highest frequency you can say. Once you find the maximum frequency, the class corresponding to the maximum frequency will be nothing but called as modal class. Once you select the modal class, now let us come to all these terms. What are these terms now? First L. Once you select a modal class, you know class means it has 2 limits, upper limit and lower limit. So L you will get from that class only. So L is the lower limit. Next is H. H you will get from where? Class size. One of the main thing you have to remember here is the class size of every class in the problems of mode will be same. They cannot be different. It has to be same. All the class size of every class has to be same. In mean it may be, starting 2 methods in mean, there can be the class size may be different because we are not taking H in that formula. But here we are taking H. Step deviation also, class size has to be same. So H is nothing but the class size. F1. F1 is the frequency of the modal class. When we take the problem, you'll come to know better. F1 is the frequency of the modal class. F0. F0 is the frequency of the previous class, or I can say frequency above the modal class. Frequency above the modal class, or I can use the word, a simple word, frequency above the highest frequency. Very simple to understand also. And F2 will be what? If I say highest, you know now what will be? It will be below. So these are the terms in this formula. L is the lower limit of modal class. H is your class size. F0 is the frequency above highest frequency. F1 is highest frequency. And F2 is nothing but the frequency below highest frequency. So these are the terms. So first, before solving, first of all, this formula has to be clear. Once your formula is clear, then you can find it directly. So let's take the first problem. Find the mode of the following data. So here the table is given. Mark score, that is class interval. Number of student, that is Fi. First, what I have to do first? I have to select the modal class. Class which is having the maximum frequency. See, you can see which is our maximum frequency here. 16 is the maximum. Can you see? I am showing you 16. So 16 is the maximum number. that means it is a maximum frequency. The class corresponding to maximum frequency will be the model class. That is why I have selected this class. I selected this class, you can see, I selected. So which is a model class? 40 to 60. So 40 to 60 is your model class. Once you get a model class, what do we do next? We find out the lower limit of the model class. What is the lower limit of 40 to 60? Yes, correct, 40. 40 is the lower limit of the model class. Once you get the lower limit of model class, what we do the next? We do find out the class size, H. Just subtract this number, 60 minus 40. It is nothing but actually upper limit minus the lower limit. So 60 minus 40 is what? 20. The next what we write? We write what is called F1. F1 is the highest frequency, which you know, which is highest frequency, 16. Then we write what is called as nothing but F0, frequency above highest frequency. Which number is above? Yes, correct, it is 6. And frequency below highest frequency. Which number is below? Below is nothing but here 12. So I just label everything here, you can see. I have labeled F0, F1, F2. Then we'll write everything what we require in the formula. Please write this in this exam also. We get the marks to write this part. We will write model class 40 to 60, lower limit 40, H, subtract these two numbers 20, F0 above 6, F1 16, F2 12. So your all the requirements are ready. Now we have to do the calculation. So let's write the formula of the mode. So mode is equal to L plus bracket F1 minus F0 to F1, F0, F2, H. So let's substitute the values. You all of the values are there. So first value L 40 plus bracket F1 is 16, F0 6, 2 into 16 minus 6 minus 12. Height is 20. 40 plus, let's subtract the numbers, 16 minus 6, 10, 16 2s are 32, then I add these two numbers first, minus 6 minus 12. So minus 6 minus 12 is minus 18, height 20, 40 plus 10, subtract this number now, that is 32 minus 18. So 32 minus 18 will be 14 into 20. I can cancel these numbers, 2 table, 2 7s are 14, 2 10s are. So this will give me 40, 10 10s are 100 divided by 7. Again I am telling you first find the value of this, that is 100 divided by 7, which give you 14.28. Add, which is 54.28. You can see the calculations here also, 54.28. So this is how you can get a mode. Now how to know that your answer is correct? Your answer 54.28, what is the answer you are getting? This answer will be lying between this model class. If it doesn't lie between the model class, then it will be wrong. It will lie between this model class. You can see 54.28 between 40 to 60. So it will lie between the model class between 40 to 60. So are you clear with how to get the mode? Let's take one more example. Find a mode of the following data. Again, the class intervals are given and the number of students are given. What is the first thing we do? The first thing we have to identify the class which is having the maximum frequency or the highest frequency. So highest frequency is what number? Yes, correct. Yes, 18. 18 is the highest number. So what is my model class? Model class is, yes, correct, 30 to 45 is a model class. First find out a lower limit. What is the lower limit of model class? Yes, 30. The next is class size. Subtract the numbers. 45 minus 30. So if you subtract both the numbers, what answer you will get? 15. The next, after subtracting both the numbers, what is the next thing we are doing? We are finding the frequencies. Highest frequency, that is F1, 18. Then F0, frequency above highest frequency, that is 14. And frequency below highest frequency, that is 10. So you can see, I have my data ready. Then we will write down these things again. We will write model class 30 to 45, lower limit 30, height, when you subtract both these numbers, upper limit minus lower limit, you will get height 15, F0 14, F1 18, and F2 is nothing but 10. So these are the things which we require to find a mode. Let's use the formula and do the calculation. First we write a formula. The formula is mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F0 upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiplied by H. Substitute the value L 30 plus F1 18, F0 14, 2 into 18 minus 14 minus F2, that is 10. Height is 30. Height is 15. So 30 plus, subtract now 18 minus 14, 4. 18 to the 36 minus, add this number first, minus 24. 36 minus 24. So if you just subtract, it will give you 12. 15. Cancel the table. 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12, 3 ones are 3, 3 fives are 15. So 30 plus 5 will give you answer as 35. So this you can get the answer of mode. And again, if you see, your answer 35 will be lying between this model class, 30 to 45. See, it lies between the model class 30 to 35. And if you see, answer 35 is lying between the model class 30 to 45. Okay, your answer should lie between this, between the model class. So hope you are clear with the second measures of central tendency, that is a mode. For us, formula is very important and the substitution of these values. Let's take the homework. Okay. This is one of the problem which I give, and these are the questions from your textbook, exercise 14.2 it is. And there are 2 questions where you have to find out mean, which I given the method also, and the assume mean is also given. So let's finally summarize the today's part, what we have learned. Today what we learned actually is, we started with the second method of mean, that is assume mean method. We moved to the third method of mean, that is step deviation method, and we came to one new measure of central tendency, that is mode. Hope up till here the part is clear to you. Just recapping the formulas back to you again, because formulas are more necessary. Once you know the formula, other thing, everything is given in the table. Again, one thing to tell you, for mode, you don't have to copy the table back on your paper. That is not required. So first formula what we have learned? Mean. Mean formula is direct method. Direct method is summation fi xi upon summation fi. Second formula we learn is assume mean method. That is a plus summation fi di upon summation fi. Di means deviation. Third formula of the mean which we learn is step deviation method. A plus summation fi ui upon summation fi into h. And the second measure of center tendency which we learned today is mode. Formula of mode is L plus bracket F1 minus F0 upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 multiplied by H. So hope up till here you are clear. Let's meet for the next session afterwards. By that time, practice both these methods, both these measures of center tendency, mean and mode. So thank you everyone.